Hey guys, it's Elorabliss. Welcome on in. A lot of you might know me from Twitch. I'm a Twitch streamer. I'm live about 5 days a week, and I play a lot of Dead by Daylight. This game right behind me. So it is a little bit of a security blanket because I want to try something new and unique. I am very much a shy person in certain ways. I am camera shy. I am very hesitant about standing out too much among a crowd. So I am very shocked at how much I love streaming, but I very much have focused it on chat engagement. Let's have a good time, and the conversation moves around a lot. And I feel like there's certain things I'd like to share with people that you may not catch in the streams because I do keep my content on Twitch very specific and very real. I don't classify myself as a Christian streamer. I am a streamer that is Christian, and for me, there's a big difference between the two for me because when people come to stream, I know that the word Christian can be triggering for a lot of people. And I'm not going to dismiss other people's engagements with that word. It could be horrible experiences with church, with friends, with wrestling with the idea of God, a slew of things. And I am not a therapist. I'm not someone that can walk through those things. However, I am a faithful believer, and I do believe in being authentic with yourself, but also, again, showcasing and bringing in your heart the way that Jesus would meet all of us, right? And with that said, again, if this is not your content, you're like, this is just too heavy of a topic, Bliss, like, that's okay. I'll see you on Twitch. We're going to play DBD and have a good time. But if you guys are open-minded into me being honest, so it's almost like this, like, can I be honest? Um, because of it is a topic that I've had to wrestle with on being a Christian, but I'm streaming horror games. I collab with people that are furries, gay, non-binary, a bunch of different things, and I feel like I'm in this between space of I am a Christian conservative, and I don't feel like I fit necessarily in the Christians table because I'm not making specifically Christian content per se. I do share my journey. I don't take away my glory to God. I just focus on the content that I'm making of entertainment, building bridges, tearing down the walls, and finding the common ground with gaming. And I don't feel I fit with, like, again, like, extremely free because I do have convictions in my heart because of my faith. And so it's a hard place to juggle between. So with that said, that is one of the challenges that I have. So with doing this, it's giving you guys more of a raw behind my heart of where I'm at with things versus like what you see with gaming. That is still me, right? I'm not saying, oh, I'm different. Like, it's still me, but it's me loving and truly trying to love in a Christ-like way when I'm streaming live because I'm connecting with you guys, right? Like, I want to meet your hearts with, and forgive me if I get emotional, but I want to meet you guys with where your hearts are at. And I want to, be positive and kind and loving um, and be there, but I also want to be authentic and honest with myself and being able to share some things that I struggle with that I don't expect everyone else to. But I figured that this could be a really cool kind of start to something unique like that. So if you are still watching, thanks. It means a lot. So I figure that this segment would be something kind of cool, where I get a little tongue tied sometimes, and so the intent is that I'll hopefully be gaming something in the background, whether it's Dead by Daylight or something else for topics. But I want to start opening up that opportunity on having content that is on YouTube that do not focus on a ton of edits, that also provide some background and backstory to myself because of that's who I am. Um, Gosh, it's when I say like, can I be honest? It's really being honest and emotional and very real because um, I don't talk about it, and I internalize a lot of the things that I have going on because of I've had to be very strong throughout my life with things. So these little delicate moments of being authentic and honest and seen is very, very fulfilling. So whether or not you guys watch this or comment on it, it doesn't matter because of for me just putting this out there and having it as content that people can decide to watch this at a later time. Maybe it's someone that I talk to and they're going through something. I could be like, hey, like, I highly recommend watching this because if you want someone that can relate to things and you're like, hey, I get this, great. And I'm also humble enough to go, I might say things that might be completely off and I'm open to discussions. So, for me, it was really important that my faith is always a key element. And those that do not know this, Elorabliss, the word Elora means God is my light. My God is my light. I believe in Hebrew, and I loved that. Everyone calls me Bliss. I love the name Bliss, but I just even my name when I chose my V2 model name, it had to be centered on my faith. So, there's little elements and things that you're gonna see as a reflection of my faith with what I do with my stream. It's really cool to have this, merchandise that I made for a subathon. Okay, again, those that don't know Twitch and stuff, let me like give some backstory here. And if I'm repeating stuff that you already know, I'm sorry, guys. But on Twitch, there's these things called like subathons, so you can do these events like gifted subs and bits. And so I hate this character named Nancy. You know what? Why not? I'm already in game. I would do this in stream. Where's she at? This little this right here. Yeah, this is Nancy Wheeler. If you do not know her from Stranger Things, brace yourself because there's about to be some good content on that coming up in September. But my 1 year was really special. Of streaming 366 consecutive days. And but Bliss, you said that you streamed 548 days. I'm getting to that. So what happened was I decided that, hey, like this is a job for me though. I'm a content creator. I was also, at my daycare. And I'm like, I gotta figure this out. And so I made an event that I thought would last maybe, a week max. But I called it Jesus Take the Wheeler. And a friend of mine, Danny, came up with that phrase almost like 6 months beforehand, and I was like, hey dude, like I love it, can I use it? And he's like, yeah, of course. And so I made a complete subathon event called Jesus Take the Wheeler. Now again, those that are still sticking around from the beginning of this video is that I am a firm believer. I love Jesus with all my heart. But I don't, again, classify myself as a Christian content creator. And I don't push my faith on others. But it's that song, Jesus Take the Wheel with Karen, it's good. So whether or not you believe in Jesus, like, that's funny. And so, yeah, so we had the event Jesus Take the Wheeler. My V2 model had a shirt that said Jesus Take the Wheeler. I had merchandise that said Jesus Take the Wheeler, and it was so cool to like meet friends and see people like win the shirt from a giveaway or show up at TwitchCon with them. Like it was like like it was so cool that like I had merchandise that people liked, but on top of it, like I got to kind of share my faith a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it's. And that's what I'm like to my point of like my mental point of like how I ended up in DBD and everything. It's first, how did I end up with just streaming, and then what kept me to DBD? It's that. It's the fact that I have friends from all walks of life that may not like believe in Jesus. They don't have any affiliations with faith. They might even feel scarred with it. But for them to go, "Hey, I'm here at this event. I'm cheering you on. I'm your good friend. Like I have the merchandise, I'm going to wear it." Like that feels good. So, whether or not like, you know, I, am I making content that's per se like Christian streaming content? Probably not. But I try my best to be authentic with myself and to glorify God the way that I feel is in my heart. And so, those are big things for me. And so I think it's kind of crazy that my most popular, and I've done other events, like mini events. I've done My Bloody Valentine for Jill Valentine. I've done an Adeptathon. It's going well right now. But if I'm being completely 100% authentic and honest, if you ask me which event did the best, is it the one that I'm currently in right now? It's doing great. I'm extremely blessed and privileged. But the hype, the all of it for the Nancy Wheeler one, Jesus Take the Wheeler, hands down, is my best event. I do a Surviving for Santa, a charity tournament with Smashing A very good friend of mine, and it's it does amazing and great too. But when it comes down to it, Jesus Take the Wheeler, it was by far my biggest event I've ever done. And it was hyped from the 1 year of streaming and so many other elements to it, but it was one of the most emotional streams I've ever had. And a very core memory for me. Um and so it's really cool. Sorry. Again, this is the raw, can I be honest? So yeah, I think it's been a really great experience with Dead by Daylight, and I met a lot of other great people through other communities. Um, Shout out to my League of Legends friends, and my friends on SL and stuff like that. There's a lot of other platforms I've been on, but there's just something to be said with Dead by Daylight that I can't explain it. It hits all the right things in the right places for me. Now, if you are Christian and you are like, "Hey, like this game is evil. There's blood, there's you're right. There is no like gray area of me saying like, like should I be playing this game like I get it. I totally get from your mindset and where you're at. You're right. Um of course. I mean, it's graphic, the mores, all of it. It celebrates a lot of this, darkness to it. However, I want to give a again, can I be honest and heartfelt uh place of I didn't have a very pretty upbringing per se. I'm not saying that my life was completely horrible. There's a lot of privileged things that I did have and opportunities, but there was a lot of other hardships and things I've gone through and experienced that many people haven't, which is very, very fortunate, right? So the glass half full, half empty. Of course, there's pros and cons. But for me, the reality is that I suffer with complex PTSD, and I have extreme fear of the dark to a unhealthy level, I would say. There's things about myself that I've had to one second. Sorry. There are. things and situations I've gone through that were very challenging. And one of the things with developing these complex fears and such is that I buried it. And I've learned to live with it and not address it and avoid. I avoided it. For a really, really, really long time. And living in California as a single mom, healthcare is a privilege that I do not have at this point. And so, actually talking to someone would be the best way of handling it. But also, I am a woman of faith that anything can be done through God. So it weighs into the discussion of like, okay, I can pray about it and like, Lord, I want to be healed from my PTSD that I have and from this extreme fear of the dark. And the question, that I feel that God has put, it's like, well, I can insta heal you. Like, that's a really cool story, right? But to be kind of shown another potential path that he's given me has been a really big thing that I never really considered. So I am at a point where I am facing a lot of these fears on stream, and I didn't realize it back at the start, which is kind of surreal. Because of Dead by Daylight, I was crouched and I was crawling to every single generator. I mean, like, I can go back live into a game in a second. I could show you. But I was crawling. I was crawling to every generator. I was terrified. I was scared. I didn't want to be the last survivor. Like, you guys, Dead by Daylight, freaking scary. It is scary. But the more I played it, my friends would reassure me. The more I played it, I met other Christians. The more I played it, I got to see more of God's hand in it. And it's really, really cool. Sorry, I'm trying my best on being as raw and authentic, but also still collected at the same time. But anyways, so yeah, it's really, really cool that I had this opportunity. So with that said, I've gotten kind of used to Dead by Daylight. There's still a couple fears and things, but I overcame a lot of the things, but it sometimes creeps up, of course. But I kind of feel like God's like, okay, like, you made some friends, like, you've gotten comfortable with these characters, like, you've been exposed to them. How about this? We're going to start challenging a little bit. And I felt kind of like this lead of like, again, My Bloody Valentine, doing some Resident Evil content. And so I recognize playing some games that I get really, really scared playing other horror games. And so Drucifer, I love Drew so much. But Drew was and is one of the biggest Resident Evil fans like I've ever met in my life. I didn't even know that people can have that level of fandom for this game. Boy, was I wrong. And we played Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, and we're now doing 4. And there's a part of me that's so disappointed I don't have all the VODs saved. I mean, shout out to Andrew. Andy Talks for the VODs that he did share and stuff, because they're amazing. But it's really cool because of I went through fear. Like, I was truly afraid playing those. But let me tell you about another game. Before we started playing Resident Evil 4, I was introduced to this new character called Springtrap. Because Dead by Daylight's like, hey kids, we're gonna get a new killer in the bunch, and I'm like, oh, that's exciting, right? Hang on a second, I'll show you. Let me know. Hang on. Now I'm on my tangent. Where's my killers? All right. Whatever. This guy looks like freaking Rafiki. Anyways, I can't. Let me find him. Springtrap. This. that. Oh. There you go. Yeah, there we go. Springtrap. What's going on?
And you'll get burned.
Okay. Okay. So this is Springtrap, everybody. He is from the family of Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, those that know the game Five Nights at Freddy's knows it is not as scary as some other games, right? You have Resident Evil has some really creepy ones. Outlast Trials, but like Five Nights at Freddy's is so simple. It's 4 animatronics. You turn on a light and then hit a door, and you check a camera, and you can't move. It's a very simple game. Kids could play it pretty easily. I would say, like, not like little ones, but like, of age, older ones that can handle jump scares. Like it's fun. But when you have complex PTSD and you're afraid of the dark and you have, like, I don't know, sometimes 100 people watching you, it was so overwhelming. Oh my goodness. It was the most raw, real moment I've had in stream where I was like, can you not? I'm talking. Thank you. It was terrifying, and I did it. And so Andrew saved it. Andrew made the first attempt in the final video, and I will have those as memories for the rest of my life. I am telling you, that was such a big accomplishment. I wanted to quit that game so many times, and I was like, no, I'm gonna do it. So again, going back to like what I was saying is that, like, yes, God, I truly believe can insta heal me with this, like, it's like snapped after, like, just like that. I truly do believe in that. However, I also do believe that there is something to be said with the journey of overcoming those things. And so yeah, if I believe that God is loving and caring and gracious and everything else, I have to believe that there's nothing that's stronger than my creator, right? So these imaginary characters have no control over me. So yeah, I that's been my focus. And so I feel like it's been nice to be able to share a little bit of my faith. Because let me tell you, if I was not a firm believer in God being everything, there's no way I'd play these games on my own. Hell no, I could not. Because it's a lot. It's like, look at him. Look at this. Like, hello. Like look at these. Look at, hello. Like, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna throw this out there. Maybe Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, like, don't have God dwelling in them hearts because they're scared of everything and they need more. I'm just teasing. But like, I feel that, again, if you're not exposed to this and you see this as one way, you're absolutely 100% right. Like, toward being a Christian, I see where you're coming from. But these characters exist, and I love that there's this game called Dead by Daylight that gives me a healthy way to experience these characters, not in just their cutscene movies and video games. These ones are controlled by people. So you'll see, us playing and having a good time and creating our own lore and story. And that's what's been so important to me, is that I know that the storytelling that I tell in stream is unique to stream because it's our story there. It's the experiences that we've had in the games and me sharing that with you guys. And if you guys are just joining in, that's okay. There's a little bit of lore already begun in our community, but there's so much more to be happened. So, for us, again, you want the lore family tree? Let me give it to you. All right. Let me see. I guess maybe, you know what? That might be a separate video for me to explain. But just for. I mean, this is me just be. You know what? I want to do what I want to do. Maybe I'll make a separate video for this, like a more like pre-cut professional one. I'll talk to Andrew about that one. But okay, hang on. I'm going on my tangents because I'm excited. I get so excited because of like this story. This lore is what keeps me coming back to this damn game. It is not the characters. It is not. It is the people. The DBD community and people are what keeps me coming back to this game and why it's my favorite. So okay, so we have Fangmin, this girl right here, this skin right here, this right here. When I started playing Dead by Daylight, I saw this character and I was like, that is the best looking skin. I love it. I loved it. I don't like the sandals on the bottom, DBD. Okay, we can fix that. But I love it. I love the character. She's cute. She's Asian. I love that for me being Asian American. And so this is where it started. Fang Min, I told myself I was going to buy her when I got affiliate. I streamed every single day and I got affiliate 7 days later and I bought her in the skin. So this is my very first DBD skin I ever bought. And it's still my favorite. Now I always change my outfits. I like to dress up and look cute. So, you know, it's like playing Barbie, and I can show you all the different looks and stuff. But you know, it's so much fun. I'll change it around. Like I'll change the hair and stuff to make it my own. But I love it. I just it's Dead by Daylight hits it for me with skins and cosmetics and people and just like such a fun game. And then you're playing against other people and there's a little like competitive side to it. I haven't gotten comfortable really with playing killer. The Adeptathon is pushing me to playing more killer. I am very scared of upsetting survivors. I don't want survivors to come into stream and say unkind things, and you know, because I'm a sensitive soul, as we can see. That I've already like had to pull back from breaking down and crying a few times. I am a very sensitive, soft-hearted person, and you know, there's certain things that come to mind that make me sad in Dead by Daylight. Like I can tell you some amazing things about this game, but I can tell you about some other not so fun things about it. One of the things that I want to make a short form video for at some point would be the okay, how do I talk about this? So when you're in Dead by Daylight and you know what? I guess I'll just I can demonstrate this, right? I'd have to play killer and slug someone. Anyways, I'm gonna explain it because it's unpleasant. I don't even want to look at it, but when you're playing killer and you down a survivor, so the survivor's on the ground, the survivor can't, unless there's certain items, they can't just pick themselves up. They can't. And it's an unfortunate situation because of, for me, because of some past history, some unpleasant memories, there have been situations where I have been unable to move and someone doing things to my body that I wasn't okay with. So I could be the only person on Dead by Daylight that thinks of it, that it comes up. And I don't think very much or very often about what I have gone through actively. Like sometimes it'll cycle through, you know, just because it's happened. But it's an unfortunate moment that every time it happens, it creeps in. It depends on how long it's happening. There have been times where it's not very long and I'm able to get up. But there's a certain point of, is this enough yet? And I don't know how to combat that moment. I don't know if Dead by Daylight can fix that. I don't know if the community can slow down to even consider maybe it's not just me, but other people might feel that way. I have no idea. But for me, I wish there was a way of like other than disconnecting. I mean, I guess you could say it's so bad where I can disconnect. but I don't want to punish my team. I'm live streaming. I want to be supportive. I want to be protective. And I guess the only thing that gives me reassurance is that at least it's me and not someone else. But I would say that would be the only like very real moment with that, I guess. Of that, I don't love Dead by Daylight for that one. But again, it could be a me thing. So it's me working through my stuff, but it would be nice for maybe people to hear this and maybe to share this and maybe someone can relate to this. I mean again, if I'm the only person, I need to figure out my stuff and I'm not too proud to say that I got to figure it out no matter what. But it is something that has come to mind. But I know I'm not the only person that does not appreciate that animation and that happening. At least I can say that. I have seen other streamers talk about it, other gamers I've talked to, and they don't love that. And some things in the game are kind of justifiable and not loving. And I know that DBD, it's a game like any other game. There's always going to be not anything perfect with PvP. So I think it's just like maybe hoping that the community can be a little empathetic on that and a little bit more mindful of the duration, at least, of that WS moment in the game. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, again, I just there's so many thoughts that I have with Dead by Daylight and things, and to talk about it and putting this out there is kind of surreal. Like, because I just kind of keep it inside, or I've talked about it, but I definitely want to start talking about these things and making content that's more specific. And maybe again, I refine this and make video after video after video. That's fine, but I also feel there's something to be said about blogging or live streaming. And I love that. I love catching raw, real moments more than an extremely edited video. I remember at one point on YouTube, there was this girl named Trisha Paytas, and I watched like every single video every single day. There was always a video every day, and it was vlogging, and it was just these things about going on, and I loved it. I mean, again, I don't really like all of her content, but I loved her vlogs. I love just the talking and sharing of things, and maybe this is an opportunity of doing that in another format as a VTuber, but yeah. I mean, we'll see how this goes. I don't know. I don't know how people are going to like this. I don't know if they're going to care. And I don't want to make these too terribly long, but I figure that we kind of addressed a lot of things. I know I didn't go through the whole lore with the DVD characters and such, but that could be for another video. But there's just a little bit of like, thank you for letting me being honest. And if you guys have anything to say about anything in the comments and such, I'd love to chat about things. I'm also have a Discord server. I have a Twitch live stream. You guys can come over and talk about it then. Like, I hope that these can be conversations that a lot of us can have respectfully and kind. And I'm excited. So I'm excited for this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.